All right, we're talking about the case of the murder of Eliza Fletcher, the young Tennessee kindergarten teacher who was apparently abducted and murdered earlier this week. This is a case that's getting a lot of attention in the media right now. People are really disturbed by what's happened in this case. Really a heinous crime. The accused is Cleotha Henderson, who was arraigned this week and is formally being charged with her murder and her kidnapping now. And a lot of attention has been paid to Mr. Henderson's history prior to this alleged incident. He was serving a 24-year sentence for kidnapping charges going back to the year 2000. He's now 38 years old. Patrick, I understand there's some pretty interesting details that have come out about this prior incident. And what do you know about why Mr. Henderson was serving a 24-year sentence?
In May of 2000, he was accused of kidnapping a Memphis criminal defense attorney by the name of Kemper Durand. And this was also in the early morning hours of when this kidnapping occurred. And Mr. Durand was taken at gunpoint by Mr. Henderson. And Mr. Henderson was only 16 at the time, and he was with another teenager who was his accomplice. And they forced Mr. Durand into the trunk of his own car. And then they drove him around for several hours, and then they took him to an ATM at a Matco gas station to have him withdraw money. And through just providence, Mr. Durand saw an armed Memphis Housing Authority guard nearby, and he screamed for help. And Mr. Henderson and his accomplice ran away, and they were later arrested for the crime and convicted. Mr. Henderson was convicted of especially aggravated kidnapping, which is one of the charges he faces now, as well as aggravated robbery. And the especially aggravated kidnapping, the punishment ranges from 15 years to 60-year sentence, and the aggravated robbery ranges from 8-year sentence to a 30-year sentence. And he got sentenced to 24 years.
Okay. Wow, that's fascinating and real terrifying for Mr. Durand. I can't imagine having to go through that. And he's a Memphis attorney. And did you learn anything else about what law firm he was working for? And I understand there might even be a connection to the Fletcher family in that case.
Yeah, at the time, he was working with the law firm Lewis and Thomason. And now Miss Fletcher's uncle, Michael Keeney, works as counsel for the same law firm. That's just a bizarre.
Yeah, that is a bizarre coincidence. That's crazy. Okay. All right, Patrick, thanks for that insight. Really appreciate it. This is a case I know we're all going to be following for some time, and I understand that there was arraignments this week, and maybe we could talk about that in a later video.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Okay.